What's it like to join a team and have that instant chemistry that it seems that you guys have?
No, that's really cool. I had a little bit of familiarity with a couple of the players already and a couple of the coaching staff, so that helped a lot with my transition. 72 hours ago, I was still in Detroit, so coming here on a win like this, and I understand there's been a lot of injuries with the team and obviously the losing streak and all that stuff, so to come in here and get a win this early is really good for my personal momentum and also team success. Like after the showcase, we're looking to have a really successful regular season, so wins like this are only going to help with the chemistry and everyone feeding off each other a little bit.
Did you know Justice prior to this?
Yeah. So we were in Memphis together. That was my guy. I actually invited him to my wedding last year. So me and him are pretty close. And obviously tonight was his first game back, and he had a really good game too. So that's just part of the snowball effect. Everyone's energy is feeding off each other, and that's going to lead to good things.
Perfect. You talked about 72 hours ago that you were in Detroit. What has the last 72 hours been like for you?
It's been crazy. I hopped on a flight to Maine, played in that game. My wife, she drove up from Detroit and met me in Toronto. And then the last 24 hours just been moving in, unpacking and all that stuff, and while worrying about a game plan and everything. So once we settle down, hopefully my full focus can be on basketball and we have more performances like tonight. We can get some wins.
Well, with everything going on, you had a pretty damn good game, 27 points. What has Coach been telling you since you got here? What is he trying to do for you on the offensive end?
He's been awesome. I pulled him aside, like when we were at the airport flying back from Maine, even though we took a loss, like his energy is contagious. He's always been positive, encouraging guys, empowering us to just do our thing. And despite the record, you would never know it. You would think we're 12-0 with the way he acts. So I think that's really good. He balances it obviously with critiques and showing us on film what we can do better, but he's made the transition seamless for me personally, and just making it really pressure-free environment to play my game. It's really weird getting plucked from one team, put on the other. This is my first time. I don't know guys get traded all the time and all that, but this is my first experience with something like this, and it's weird. But guys like him and the rest of the coaching staff and the players, they make it really easy. Yeah.
On to some gameplay. You are so good at getting into the paint, and you play a lot. Well, tonight at least, with your back to the basket, it's like you just know where the hoop is without seeing it. Is that kind of part of your game, or is that you taking what the defense is giving?
A little bit, especially with this team in particular. They were a little smaller. We knew we could kind of take advantage of our size. We have a few really good big dudes, so for us to just put our back to the basket, take a couple hard pounds. If the layup is there, great. If not, kick it to the next guy and let them do their thing. But I would definitely say it's a part of my game. At least I like to make it. I've been working on it the last couple of years, being crafty down low, being able to finish over either shoulder. Obviously, shooting is a part of that, but I don't want to just be a pick and pop guy. I want to be, fully dynamic. So, yeah, tonight was a good showing, but hopefully it's only going up from there.
And what overall do you see your role being with this team?
That's still a little fluid. I think my game is kind of like Play-Doh. I think I can be put in any environment and form to however the coach sees fit. Luckily, in this environment, they empower us to just do our thing, and he knows my game already, and he's going to put me in places that allow me to do what I do to the best of my ability. For this role, I think just being a good energy guy, sharing the ball, moving the ball, knocking down shots when it's my turn, but not forcing anything, because I think a lot of guys can get caught up with that attitude in the G League especially, is like me, because obviously all our goals is to get called up. So as much as I can do to kind of counteract that and play basketball the right way, which we all know how to do. We all are professionals for a reason. So the more I can do that, I think it's a snowball effect, and hopefully one win leads to 10, leads to 20, and we have a good regular season.
So modest.
You mentioned Justice, how you invited him to your wedding. Was he able to attend?
I didn't tell him that. He wasn't there. Nah, I invited him though. He sent me a little gift. He was there in spirit, so that's my guy. And I invited a few of my teammates. I didn't expect any besides my brother. None of my basketball friends to be able to show up, just because it's September. It was a September wedding, and that's like right when training camp and all that is starting up. So it's kind of impossible for those guys to make it. But he was there in spirit and gave me a nice text too.
Justice, how did you feel to be back on the court?
It was. Can I curse?
Absolutely.
It was amazing. Sorry, excuse my French. No, but seriously, it was a lot of fun. I told myself, and when I spoke to people before the game, I just wanted to have fun. I just wanted to smile and laugh and be competitive and have that competitive spirit and play with grit. truthfully, I was not really concerned with the numbers. It was more just go out there, have fun, and fill the game out and fill my body out. And speaking of my body, things felt great. Obviously the minute restriction is there, which is smart. It's protecting me. But it'll continue to go up every game. But I felt good out there, and damn near a year since I played. So, like my hat, my brother's company, I like to think I'm made for it. So there you go.
What was the most challenging part for you over the last 12 months to get to this point?
Being patient, listening to my body, not overdoing it, believing in the plan that was in place. Obviously, this wasn't the path I wanted to go, but I'm here and I've embraced it, and it's been very good to me. But just, I wanted to be ready by training camp. I wanted to be able to do workouts for teams before that, and I wasn't able to. But so I think the hardest part was just being patient. And believe me, there were some rough days. Went through some rough patches, of course, but I have a tremendous support system around me, my family. My son is the greatest joy. I have another on the way, so that's kind of the reason behind the number. I have 2 number ones, with me at all times. So I'm just extremely grateful just to be out there and being able to play again.
Congrats on the debut and the family.
Yeah, thank you.
You mentioned your support system. I saw you throwing up some heart stuff outside.
Yeah.
Who's out there?
I got a special, my friend Amir, he has 2 daughters. I'm going to say the name wrong, but it's like Evictus, it's like Lithuanian name. And just, being out here by myself, I've had my family visit, but for the most part, I've been by myself, and I've kind of just missed that youthful energy. And it's something that has helped me throughout this process, is being around my son and around other little ones that I like to call them little people. So I've been going to some of their practices, haven't been able to make it to a game, but I've been to a good amount of their practices and helping them out. And, they're my little friends, my little sisters. So honestly, having them at the game really eased my heart and eased my nerves. I knew I could do whatever out there, and they'd be happy just to see me. So that was a blessing for sure.
So you're good to babysit?
I am good to babysit, great to babysit.
You had a whole section of little ones cheering for you to score a basket. I saw you on the court with them after.
Yeah.
Who are they?
My friend Amir, his 2. Yeah, those are his daughter's teams, 2 teams. Malia and Brooklyn are his daughters, and they've embraced me, and that's really meant a lot. I would love to continue to embrace the city of Toronto and have them embrace me, but having that family be a part of my journey has been really special for me.
Feels like when you put your shoulder down, no one's stopping you to get to the basket. Where does that come from?
It's probably a little Texas toast, football energy. Being born and raised in Houston, football is what they breathe out there, and it's a physical sport, obviously. So that's kind of where that physical nature was breeded.
That definitely translates to the defensive end as well, and you showed some great stuff tonight on
Mm-hmm.
defense. What are you specifically looking for on defense when you're guarding somebody?
Honestly, tonight I just wanted to see how I feel. But getting more comfortable with the scouting and who I'm playing with. I'm not too familiar with a lot of the guys in the G, frankly, so there's a lot of homework to be done. But just knowing personnel, they had some, Brownridge is a good grit shooter. So with him, you want to take away his airspace. With Council, I'm, going to gap him a little bit more. He's a bigger body trying to drive. So part of it's just personnel, knowing who you're guarding. And for me, just knowing what I'm trying to take away from guys. You can never take away everything. So you want to know, defensively what they're good at, what they're not good at, and try to push them towards their weaknesses.
To the point of you being so intentional and getting to the rim, into the paint, you're also so good at avoiding the defense and contorting your body. Does that Texas toughness kind of help you?
No, that's the Miami flair.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the years I spent in Miami. That was a lot of hips, a lot of Bad Bunny, a lot of Anuel, a lot of Farruko. So that's where the shoulders and hips. Yeah, that's that.
What's that win feel like?
Man, it felt good. It felt good to be back on the winning side of things. It was a great team effort, though.
And what's it like to have Justice back? I know you haven't been able to play with him. What's he been like on the court now and before when he was still sidelined?
I mean, Justice is one of our leaders on this team, so it's always great to have one of those guys, come in and contribute right away. I mean, he's a veteran, So he was just doing what Just does, and he played really well today.
It seems like you love a good two-man game. Is it like a guard's sixth sense to know where your guys are, or do you kind of guide them to their spots, or is it a bit of both?
I feel like that's a point guard's job to know where everybody, is supposed to be at and to, orchestrate things out there. So I just try to do my best to get guys in the right position to where, they playing to their strengths and not their weaknesses. And today we did a good job with that.
I think you had 9 assists in the first quarter. How did you guys make sure that the first part of the game went your way?
We just wanted to be aggressive coming out. I knew we had bigger guys and that we could get them on early post-ups and stuff like that. So I just try to emphasize, getting to the basket first, making shots inside the paint, and then go out from there.
Get to work with Kobe Simmons pretty closely, a guy that's been around at the top levels for the last couple of years. What have you taken from that experience so far?
I mean, Kobe's a good guy, man. He's, so humble, so hardworking. I'm glad to be, sharing the court with him. He has a high IQ, competitor. So, just whenever we out there, it's like there's two leaders, two coaches, on the court at the same time because we see similar things and, we just feed off each other. That's what I like the most.
What did it feel like to start with that energy and then finish with such a big win?
I know it felt great, just to have pretty much all our guys healthy and, playing all together. And, just bringing, the Raptors 905 back to where it belongs. So it felt great to get a win. And then we have another one on Thursday.
What was it like to have Justise back out there? Or out there for the first time rather?
Feels good. I'm happy for him. He had a tough injury, back in March. And, a vet player like him, feels good to have him back. And, he brings his leadership and his tenacity. So it feels good. And, as players like us, we just keep on picking little things like that upon his game.
When we talked before, you were working on expanding your different skill sets at this pro level, 5 threes, most of them in the second half. That obviously says a lot about where your game is at right now. How confident are you when you take the three?
I mean, I know I can shoot the ball. I know sometimes the numbers can, go all over the place on how, the scouting, how they scout me. But, I trust the work that I put in, and I know the coaches and my team trust me. So, just thankful to have a group of guys and a coaching staff like that believe in me and, just keep getting better day by day.
And I was asking Grady earlier, he was going through some of the things, like it's a little bit tougher shooting the three at the pro level. Have you found that you've had to experiment with a few different things to make it work, or has it just been a carryover from your college days?
It's been a carryover, but it's a lot of mental, especially when, things don't go your way and you have to deal with a lot of mental adversity. So I think it's more of just to stay sharp with your mindset, and then everything else will take care of its place.
In what ways, do you take care of your mental? What are things that you do, day to day, to make sure you have, that next shot mentality? Okay, I'm cool, let's keep going.
That's a good question. I know for me, I pray. You got to read the Bible. You could do different, breathing routines. There's little hacks, biohacks that you can do for your body to help you have a strong mental. But it's hard. You have to watch what you consume on social media and stay very diligent on what you put in your mind. But I think that's why basketball is 90% mental. But a lot of people, they want to kill themselves in the gym, but they don't understand that you have to strengthen your mind. So I know for me, I always been doing a pretty good job at that, and I have to keep on doing it.
You were the only player in double-digit rebounds today. Is that something you pride yourself on, just the hustle plays and grabbing boards?
Absolutely. I know my agent. The last game I had 4 rebounds, and he got after me, and so I had to make sure. He wanted me to have 15 rebounds. He was upset that I didn't have no rebounds in the fourth quarter, so I had to just keep playing hard. I know once I go up, with the Raptors or wherever God has planned for me, my role is not to be scoring 20 points a night. It's to be a 3-and-D guy. Make open shots, offensive rebounds, and just play hard. So I just try to make that translate, for the next level.
What kind of coach are you when it comes to celebrating a win like that? You've had a pretty rough start to the season. Do you allow your players to celebrate fully, or do you say, are you the kind of coach that says reel it in, it's just one game?
No, definitely got to celebrate. And we were celebrating the return of a few guys too, and everybody getting minutes. So, no, enjoy it for sure for tonight, and then we'll regroup tomorrow and watch the film, see how we can get better, because we'll play the same team again on Thursday.
The new blood we got on the team, Porter, he played very well and supporting what it expected, what what you see in the court?
Yeah, he's been someone we've been studying for quite a few years now. Really good player, great shooter, great passer, great rebounder, rim protection. He sees the court well, so he fits really well. We have quite a few guys. I think this team is really versatile and really high IQ, and when you put a lot of smart basketball players together, guys with lots of feel, then they can start reading off each other too, and he's for sure one of those guys.
Coach, aggression from the guys on both ends of the court tonight. Big rebound discrepancy, assists as well, getting after the loose balls, all of that. Can you just speak on the guys' effort and energy tonight?
Yeah, they've been putting effort in, day out. A lot of times, though, when it's 6 or 7 healthy bodies, the effort, you're putting that much effort just to kind of roll with it and survive. Now, really, was maybe one guy played a stretch of minutes over 8 or 9 minutes. Everybody else was playing 5-6 minute stints, getting in, getting out, and they're able to catch their breath and play with a lot of force. The offensive rebounds were great. When the shots weren't falling, we gave ourselves multiple opportunities to get second chance points, and then we were able to get out and run both to score and to contain. This Delaware team is like super fast, so if you don't sprint back, they're going to be running and dunking it every time. So we did a heck of a job sprinting back too, and the first step to your transition defense is taking care of the ball. The second step's crashing the glass and not giving the opportunity to run, and the third one's sprinting back, and I thought we did an okay job in all three.
And as well as they've played tonight, what is one thing you want them to look to improve for Thursday's matchup?
Yeah, I thought at times the switching slowed us down, and we got a little bit stagnant, especially down the stretch. So there's multiple ways to attack switches, and we can't just accept them and start playing ISO basketball. I think we got to keep playing with force, multiple paint touches, multiple passes, and keep attacking the rim.
After today's win, what's something that you're going to take away and carry forward? Like, what's something you noticed today, like, hey, we got to keep doing this and bring it on to the next few games?
Yeah, I thought we're not necessarily a big-time post-up team, but I thought the post-ups worked pretty well for us, especially against the switches. We were able to collapse their defense and then make the right reads out of that. So continuing with that would definitely be a point of focus going forward.
Congrats. Congrats on the win, Coach. This is the lowest you've allowed a team to score on the year. Can you just speak to your team defensively? It looked like the best defensive performance by your guys so far.
Yeah. It certainly helps having multiple bigs out there on the defensive end. Jontay is like a 3-block-a-game kind of guy. Emoji, I think, is eclipsing that too in limited minutes. MK's a big-time rim protector. Even if it doesn't always show in the blocks, his verticals are great. So we played a lot of the game with 2 bigs on the court, and at least always one, where a lot of these most recent games we're not playing with a big on the court, and it's trickier for sure. So, but having that rim protection lets our guards be a little bit more aggressive, lets them jump out there, and our guards did a great job today too. And we would send them downhill, send them right to the shot blockers who were there to kind of protect the paint.
Justise has been so locked in and bought in since the day that he signed with the team. What was it like to watch him finally make his debut?
Oh, I mean, he's been such a great communicator on the bench this first 6 weeks of the season, or however long it's been, and then today it just went to another level. Like, he was so locked in. He's communicating all 48 minutes, helping guys with their defensive rotations, helping guys get in the right spots for different sets. He had a pretty solid offensive game for his debut, but his defensive game was probably 10 times even better. So he's a great guy to have.